Hi, we're live. Okay, guys, so this is our second video, our second live broadcast. Today we have so many interesting topics to discuss on our channel. Of course, I'm here with my lovely, lovely friend Danielle. How are you doing today, Danielle?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. Happy Sunday, you guys.
And we also have on the panel one of my close friends and good friends. Me and Danielle have been close friends for a minute, and so has me and Gabe. Gabe, how are you doing today?
All is good, all is well. I can't complain. It's Sunday. And I'm ready to eat.
Okay, well, we're gonna jump right into it. On our last, I don't know if you can hopefully you guys got to see our last panel, and Danielle had an interesting question. She asked, "Why can't Black men control Black women?" Do you want to tell us about that a little bit more, Danielle?
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Here I am. I make certain posts on one of my pages, one of my Facebook pages, and I noticed a lot of Black men talking about what Black women are doing or not doing. And I look over to other communities, specifically Asian communities, because it's been said that Asian have the most submissive women of all time. They're the most submissive. And I asked Black men, can they control Black women? Most Black men said they can't control Black men. Excuse me, they can't control Black women. And then I asked, can Asian men control Asian women? And of course, the answers were yes. So then I looked around and I'm thinking, I'm like, well, why can't Black men get a grip on their women? Why can't Black men control Black women? What's the problem with Black men? Um, why don't they have why they can't get their communities under control? How did our community become so has it mature? It's I'm trying to say matriarchy, but it's a word. I don't know the word. Do y'all know the word I'm trying to get out? Matriarchal, matriarchal. I don't know.
We don't
That's it.
know either.
It's matriarchal. That's it.
Matriarchal. And I'm wondering, like, how did our community become like this? And looking at other communities and other races and everything, Black men are the only race who don't have control of their women. Why is that?
Now, define what you mean by control, because that's an interesting word to use.
Okay, you have to where our men complain about the women not listening. We have the most single mothers. Um, the hoods, the neighborhoods, looking at how the neighborhoods are overrun with thugs and single moms and bullshit and low wages and schools and a lot of things about our communities is just absolutely horrific. Why aren't Black men taking control of those things? Why is everything put on the Black woman as opposed to a man handling his business and taking care of those things? Why is that?
Gabe, you want to answer that as the man on the panel?
Well, I think I kind of alluded to this the last time we talked. It's because in Black society, for one, Black women actually don't want the leadership. They enjoy the control they have of our community, and they enjoy being able to get away from being accountable. So when you factor that in, the fact that really Black women don't want to let the Black men lead, this is why, or kind of how you have all this chaos going on in the community. Black women say, well, why aren't the Black men leading? And then when we try to lead, well, you can't control me. I'm strong and independent. And strong and independent has gotten Black women to this point where they've kind of put their foot in their mouths because black men are now saying, okay, you want to be strong and independent, I'm going to let you be strong and independent. And when we let them be strong and independent, now it's a problem. It's a problem when we let you be strong and independent. It's a problem when we decide we're going to go date outside our race. That's a problem. And then when we try and gain control of the community, that's a problem as well. So a lot of black men are kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place. And a lot of the issues that are brought on in our community, since it is a matriarchy, is brought on by the woman. Single motherhood is in fact a woman problem. Why? Because a child cannot be born unless the woman allows it. She can cover herself before the baby is here. She can actually handle it while she is in conception. And so when she says, hey, I'm going to have this baby and it ain't shit you can do about it, then she assumes most of the responsibility. In fact, we have countless stories of men wanting to be in their child's lives, wanting to be fathers, and the women are so mad and upset that the man doesn't want to be with them that they give the child's father such a hard time on really being there. Also, most men aren't single fathers. In fact, most black men in their prime years don't have kids. Don't have kids at all. So when you start looking at that and looking at those numbers and putting two and two together, that is why you have the dynamic that you have as far as why can't black men take the community back. Black women truly don't want to let go of control. That is why.
So you think that other races of women had choices as to whether or not they wanted to be in control, or I wonder how that works with other communities, because
absolutely. I mean, that's where the feminist movement started. You know what I'm saying? They have the choice, but there is a consequence behind choosing that. There is a consequence, and that's in every community: Hispanic, Asian, Arab, white. There is a consequence or penalty to buck the system. And that is why. Now, I will say this: I also feel like black men should get together and come up with a system or a method to punish women, and I'm not talking about physically, but to punish women that want to get buck and loose and free. There, we should come up with a code and a system that fights that. We don't have that, unfortunately. We need to build one. That way, we'll have a little more control in our community, where it'll be a whole lot more balanced.
Well, actually, for me, I actually have a different of opinion, because I actually do think black men control black women. But I think it's a certain type of black man.
Wait a minute. On Earth?
Yeah. Because okay. Let's think about this here, and I apologize. Let's think about this here. There are a lot of women who allow men to, come up in them however they want. They say they can't make them wear a condom. They can't get them to marry them. They got they're dealing with men on men's terms. So I think that when we're talking about black men not controlling black women, we're talking about the black man that may not be as rough or thuggish, but them roughnecks, them thug dudes, oh yeah, baby, they controlling them. They got them under their thumb. That's my opinion.
So you think that the more promiscuous man has more control than the average black man?
I would say yes. Because I mean, when we think about it, how else are they able to have multiple children, multiple women, and they're not in control of them? How else do we have a lot of men sitting on a woman's couch and playing video games, and she's going to work every day? They're controlling them. It's just not the man that should be in control.
So would y'all agree that mostly, okay, so the thugs and so because it kind of comes down to a point where you would say what's the majority. If we're saying that the majority of black men aren't in control, because we can't say the majority of black men are thugs or guys who don't handle their business. You know, we're either gonna go one way or the other. And so if we're saying that the majority of black men that are in control are these thugs and black men, then where are the other black men? What are they doing? How come they aren't taking control? And I kind of feel like black men are scared of other black men, in my opinion. I don't feel like black men will correct other black men. I feel like black men will correct other black women, will correct black women that are not within their family structure, black women that don't have anything to do with them. I feel like black men don't correct each other, but will come for black women to correct them. And it's like, well, how does that work when your brother's over here with 7 kids by 7 women, and the woman is dumb enough to continue to allow this to happen, but he's steady doing this? Who's correcting them?
So again, the thugs and the do dirties are a small percentage of our community. This is something that's pushed that most black men are like that, when in fact we're not. Numbers show this, numbers prove this. Okay, so you're asking, why don't the good black men take control from the bad black men? Is that that's what you're insinuating, correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely what I'm saying. If you guys outnumber the thugs, why do thugs have so much control over our communities? If good black, and I'm putting good in quotation marks, if good black
Because
men
black
outnumber
women
the
love them.
thugs, why are thugs have so much control over our communities? What are our men doing about that?
Because black women love them so much. That is why. And when we're sitting here, we're seeing y'all, even you see this even on these YouTube streets. When you see these jailbirds and Madden Kings getting all this praise and all this adoration from black women, as a black man, it's kind of as a good brother, a good black man, you're like, well, why should I do something about that? Why should I get involved? Why should I get my hands messy? This is what they want. And when we try to tell black women, hey, you should choose better, we get argued down. Don't tell me how to choose. And y'all, we just don't want no boring men. You nerds. That's what we end up getting. And as men, we're logical. So we're not going to get in the ring and fight a battle that's already lost.
But then doesn't that still perpetuate the problem? I mean, if nobody's fighting, then where does that leave us as a community? Where does that leave our people? You know, somebody has to. We all have to collectively do something. But if black men are afraid to check other black men on the bullshit that's going on, then what's up? What are we doing?
You also have to think about this too. Most of these black men that have the control, like the thugs and the do dirties or whatever, they're raised by these women. We have to kind of think about that too. And I feel like black men should do more correcting on other black men. In fact, I think it's Dr. Umar. He actually said something that made a lot of sense. He said, it may come a time where we have to have a civil war with all the thugs and the coons. And he had a really good point in that.
Absolutely.
And we may have to have a civil war. We may have to get up with these dudes and let them know that all this shit you doing in our community, it ain't gonna fly. I do agree with that. However, we cannot ignore the fact of how we got these men here in the first place. And we got them there because we put them in this environment, single motherhood, that's not conducive to them. It produces no fruit. It doesn't bear any fruit. And when they have no male role models, they have no man to follow. Their dad has abandoned them. They don't know their father. Their mother's out there working 2 and 3 jobs. just to keep a roof over their head, and they enter survival mode, and they never really come out of survival mode. This is why a lot of those dudes take advantage of women, they take advantage of other black men, et cetera, and et cetera. We have to look at the root problem. Where do all these thugs and all these hoodlums and heathens come from?
But wait a minute. Let me say this. Let's be honest. Everybody in our community looks up to these thugs, looks up to these hoes, and then I'm talking about hoes as men. Let me get my point out, and I'm going to tell you how. I can turn on a music video. I can get on Instagram and go look at Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather has a record, has been known to beat women, but we have more men digging up Floyd Mayweather, telling him what a great guy he is. He's so great. He's a boxer. He's a world champion. They're not looking at how Floyd disrespects women, how Floyd beats on women. All people see is the money, and we worship the money. And I feel like that's a lot of problem. But we look at black men worship these kinds of men, and I'm looking like, okay, well, how are you worshiping this? But you tell women, okay, don't mess with this. We tell women not to mess with this kind of man. We'll tell women not to mess with this kind of man. But in the same token, oh, he's so great. He's so this, he's so that. I mean, it's a double standard to me.
No, it is not, because no black man is saying that Floyd Mayweather would make a great husband. There's not a one black man out here that says that. In fact, I like Floyd Mayweather as a boxer, but I wouldn't want him dating my daughter. We have to be realistic about it. Like that's such a straw man argument. Like that's, oh my God, you really reach with that one, Dan.
No, because I see men like Floyd Mayweather get a lot of press. I see men like Future get a lot of press. I see men like Future get so many props, and it's like, are you serious?
What do you mean men like Future?
Okay,
we give them props on their skills, not their parenting or their how good they be in a relationship. Floyd Mayweather is the greatest boxer of our era. Of course, he's gonna get kudos and praises. You know, with a lot of ass.
Okay, but y'all don't feel like Floyd Mayweather's abuses and all of that shit should be brought to the forefront? I mean, if we're bigging up a person, and like I said, our community, we love a good villain. We love a handsome villain. We love a pretty villain. And I kind of look at that, and I'm wondering, I'm like, damn, these are the types of people our people look up to, and it's only because they live a certain lifestyle that most of us want to live. And it's a shame.
Them because of their achievements, and there's nothing wrong with looking up to them because of their achievements. However, most men, in fact, we can distinguish between Floyd Mayweather the boxer and Floyd Mayweather the person. And I mean, he's cool, because I remember when the whole thing went down with, who was it, Louis Vuitton or Gucci? He was saying, I'm still gonna wear mine, it don't matter. Like, we've called him out on that. Black men have. You know what I'm saying? So as far as his achievements, yes, he's awesome. He's, again, the greatest boxer of our era, you know, after the Mike Tysons and Muhammad Ali's and George Frazier's, all that. We recognize him as that. We recognize Future as being excellent, or, you know, music's in the ear of the beholder, but
man, if it came down to Future or Russell Wilson, most black men feel like Russell Wilson is a simp. Most black men hate. Okay, but the thing about it is, who would you rather raise your child? Who would you rather be a stepdad to your kid? Future or Floyd Mayweather? Future or Russell Wilson?
Neither one.
I mean, why do you say neither one?
Neither one, because Russell's a bitch. And what a lot of, I know you women, y'all talking about let me say this. The reason black women like Russell Wilson is because they desire they know, most black women know Russell Wilson's a damn fool.
I think Russell's the greatest guy ever. I love Russell Wilson.
Y'all know he's a damn fool though, because he has not only has he taken on the role of a cleanup man, he is actually helping Sierra take advantage of Future and put him down. Like, for instance, if I got, okay, let's just say hell freezes over and I date a single mom, okay? And the single mom, and that single mom is going back and forth on social media with her baby daddy. As a man, as the dominant man that I am, I'm going to tell her, hey, yo, chill. We ain't about to do that going back and forth with him. Do you still want to fuck with him or something? And she'll be like, no, it ain't like that. And I'm going to tell her, then be quiet. And if he mentions you or brings you up, let me handle all this bickering and going back and forth. That's bullshit. And that's what it makes him such a fucking sucker. Not only is he helping raise another man's child, he's stepping in another man's shoes. He is playing another man's safe game, and he's gonna raise this child up like it's his own. Not only is that some kind of simp ass, sucker ass shit, the way he's allowing Sierra to move and take advantage of the situation, and the way they're going back and forth on social media, that makes him a damn simp, and it makes him a damn fool.
That makes him a supportive husband of a woman who's out in the forefront, in the limelight. Russell Wilson ain't do nothing wrong but try to raise a product of a thug.
No, this is what I mean when I say most black women do not respect black men. The way Sierra is moving and interacting with Future, it shows that she doesn't have any respect for her husband, Russell Wilson. She doesn't really like, hey, say what you want to say about Slim Thug. He was right in the fact that, hey, this woman has dated a certain type of man for so many years. This guy after she done had the baby, that ain't really where her heart is. In fact, if her heart was really with Russell, all the back and forth that they're doing on social media with her and Future, she wouldn't even be doing it. And the fact that Russell is allowing that shows just how much of a sucker simp he is.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Hold on, let me finish. They desire a sucker ass, simp ass nigga like that they can control and run game on, and they can do whatever the hell they want to do. That's why most black women like him.
Let me ask you a question. So we've seen Sierra's past, and we know that she's messed with quite a few guys. Now, I wouldn't consider Bow Wow a thug. I probably would have considered 50 at some point. But let me ask you this: are women allowed to change? It's kind of interesting to me because I feel like Sierra finally made a good choice in the type of man that she deals with, but she's still being after the baby. It doesn't matter. She's still making, why is she still being penalized for making a better choice? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I think the issue here is that
genuine.
Yes, Sierra is not genuine. And she said it in an interview when she was like, well, I'm usually interested in bad boys and this type of guy, but after my baby, why does it have to be after you have a baby?
Well, everybody doesn't come to the same conclusions at the same time. Why can't she be?
The thing is that if
it wasn't for the baby, Sierra would not have given Russell Wilson time.
But also the thing with Sierra is Sierra's a clout chaser. She's a huge clout chaser. She's always doing things, publicity stunts to get attention. And she didn't even give what is his name? Future Jr. What's her baby name? She didn't give him a chance to start walking before she was taking pictures with Russell and out with Russell. And it just, Sierra just comes off as fake and trying too hard, and we not buying it.
Right. That's my whole point. And a lot of sisters see, a lot of black women see themselves in Sierra. They done fucked off with these thugs and bombs and dusties all their 20s, excuse me. They get in their 30s, they get Mr. Good cleanup guy to come clean up their damn mess, and they can live this comfortable life. And to be honest, and they don't want to respect the cleanup man. All these women praising Russell Wilson, they know that Sierra doesn't respect him, and they want a nigga that they don't have to respect, but he'll still pay their bills, still do what they need them to do, etc., etc. This is the thing, though. Sierra still is very nice looking. She's very attractive, so that does help as well. That's why most of the women saying, "Oh, where's my Russell? I'm praying for my Russell." You'll never get a Russell because one, you got men like me telling other men to avoid women like you, and two, you're not near as attractive as Sierra is. When you have a baby, I don't understand why people don't understand this. When you have a baby, you have a scarlet letter on you. You have a mark against you. Nobody wants to play the cleanup man. Nobody. Sierra had beauty on her side and a tough body on her side that kind of helped push her over the hump. But most the common black man, we used to would do that, but as the tide is changing, the conversation is changing, the dynamic is switching, it's changing, and nobody wants to sign up to be a cleanup man for a woman who's really still in love with that type of guy. Like she just said, I had the baby, I had to switch up. Why didn't you switch up before you had the baby? I have to look at this child
because you don't really come into the realization, and the thing about it is,
the baby to come into their realization.
This is the thing. When you okay, I got a little echo, but I was trying to say, when you have a child, your whole perspective of the world changes because you're bringing a human life into the world. Y'all would blame Sierra for not fucking with a thug while she has a child now, which makes absolutely no sense to me. She has a child. She has a responsibility, but she has a responsibility of raising a good child, a good citizen. She has a responsibility to raise a productive human being. She knows she can't do that with no damn thug. We all know she can't do that with no damn thug. So why would we penalize her for getting somebody that's an upstanding citizen to help raise her child?
Why didn't you have the baby with an upstanding citizen in the first place?
That's what I'm saying. You let this
shoulda, woulda, coulda. She didn't. Now what?
I am so tired of black women sitting up letting these thugs and these bums and these dusty ass niggas nut up in them, and then want good men like me, Yana, and all these men that follow my channel, all these men in the manosphere that have 401ks, good jobs to come and play the cleanup man. You done been out here, you done hold your damn 20s away, you done tricked your pussy off in your 20s and early 30s. Now you damn near too old to have kids. You got your stomach look like a pack of ground beef, and now you want them to come over here and say, "Hey, how you doing? Can we get together now?" No, if we cannot get together now, we're not finna do that. I'm not gonna encourage men to, when they get in their prime, in their financial prime, to choose women past their physical prime. I'm not gonna sit here and encourage that. That shit Russell is doing, that sucker ass shit. And most black women, they know that's some sucker ass shit. That's why they support it. I'm not gonna sit here on panels and say, "Well, after the baby, women smarten up." You need to learn to smarten up before you let these dusties disagree with that and these no good nut in. That's what you have to do. I'm so tired of that damn conversation. I usually don't go in on single moms like that anymore, but I'm so sick of seeing this shit. Black men, we need to start developing a code and developing a standard out here. We see black women know black men don't really have standards when it comes to that. That's the problem. White men don't deal with this in their community. Hispanic men don't deal with this in their community. Asian men don't deal with this in their community because they know you cannot bring another seed to me, look me in my face and say, "Take me as I am. I could not have you in your prime, so you do not deserve me in mine."
I think that a lot of people are missing the point of that. See, the issue is just not just her wising up and having to get a upstanding man after she's been with these certain types of guys. it's the way that she goes about it and how she even says it. She didn't say, oh my God, I had a Superman come in and save me, and I just appreciate him so much because blah 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 blah. She takes no accountability for her own self in the first place. She just goes on and just says, it was after I had a baby that I said I'm gonna get a good guy. Well, my thing is, you too dang old to not know that. Why would you even dating bad dudes in the first place? Like, what was the point then?
So she doesn't deserve a good guy because she dated thugs in the past. Is that what we're saying on this panel?
She does not deserve a
Why
man that has kept
in the first place?
Has no kids and is in his financial prime. No, she don't. I'm not saying she should be out here only dating thugs. I'm not saying that. But she don't deserve no nigga that ain't got no damn kids. No. Why? You done sat up here and made all these bad choices in your prime. Now you're worn out and your body's torn in half. Now you want it. No. But if these conversations don't even happen in other communities. It really pisses me off because I'm friends with men in other groups. They don't have these conversations because it's already understood. You have kids, nigga. It's a mark against you, ma'am. It's a mark against you. You can't come over here with that bullshit. It's only over here that our women demand us to settle for less. And I'm so sick of that shit. I'm tired of that conversation. I'm tired of that dynamic. I'm going to do what I can until I'm blue in the face to change that. Tired of that shit.
So in the comment section, someone said that Future was Sierra's fiance at the time. So does that change anything for you, Gabe? That she was.
No, it doesn't. Being engaged doesn't mean a damn thing. Being engaged to someone does not mean a damn thing. You don't hear the LA Rams are not talking about some damn. We almost won the Super Bowl. Whoop-de-doo. Engagements don't mean shit.
I can agree with that, Dave.
Curlin just joined. Curlin, would you like to chime in and tell us what you think about this topic?
Yeah, sure. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, Curlin.
So the whole Sierra Russell Wilson thing. I'm with Gabe on this one. Now, whether she was able to catch a Russell Wilson and keep him, that's on her. But the thing is that what I need my sisters to understand is not everybody's going to be able to do that. So when you step out there in your 20s and you're being sexually liberated because of all of the stuff that feminism is kind of melded into the psyche of our society as a whole, and then you come back and want to put a dude in your trick bag after what I'm saying, you got a kid or two. The expectations have changed, and what's happening is on the men's side of things, a lot of people are starting to open their eyes and see exactly what is going on. Like in the 90s and 2000s, being a simp was the thing. I mean, if you even listen to the music, you can see that it was there. You know what I mean? But it's a different day. It's a different era. And a lot of the things that were cool in the past is just not flying now. Now, granted, everyone has different circumstances, but is the chapter, the next chapter in the book isn't the same as what you would expect. I'm just gonna kind of leave it right there for a minute. So,
Paradox Report has joined us. Do you want to come and chime in on what you think about the Sierra and Future and women going from thug guys to good guys? You have to unmute yourself. Can you hear me? Okay, I don't know what's going on.
She's muted.
I'm still learning how to finagle. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening. I'm just still learning how to unmute myself. But what is the question exactly with Phyllis, with Sierra and Home Slice?
The thing is that
Russell.
the question is about Sierra going. All she dated in the past was, future types, the 50 Cents, the thug guys.
Well, when did she ever? Wait, let's back up a little bit because I've never really, and I'm sorry to cut off your question, but I've never really known Sierra to date thugs per se. The only person I've really seen her date, somewhat,
Are you
is
kidding me?
Future.
Are you kidding me?
I don't really follow too much, so I wouldn't know. And I know that she dated
Future has 6 baby mamas. I mean, 50
Oh,
Cent.
Future. No, I'm with you on that.
Come on now.
50 Cent. She dated Amari Stridham. I think that's his name. She dated what was the other dudes? Oh my God.
She dated Bow Wow, for crying out loud. Bow Wow. Bow Wow's not a thug. This is the funny thing. When they get money, they're not seen as thugs anymore, according to black men. But I'm gonna leave that there.
So what's the question? I heard them going in. So let me say this, because whenever men tend to agree, like, I have to listen, and because they're men. So I'm going to say about Sierra, I don't know exactly what the gripe was. I've never really been a fan of her. But what I do think is this. I think that Sierra thought she was contrary when she was dealing with Future. However, children's baby mamas he has, I think that she thought she was going to get the ring and all was going to be smooth, and she was contrary to the other women. And then when things didn't go as she thought, she dipped. Okay, perfect, whatever. But as far as her and Russell, I'm only going by what you said, and that Sierra said something to the effect of, well, she used to date good guys until she had a baby.
Yeah, she said she used to date bad guys until she had a baby.
Oh, bad guys. But look, she's been in industry for a long time, so I'm going to say she should have really thought about what she said before she said that. Because for anyone else, I could say, oh, okay, that was a moment that they had. They didn't really think it through. But that might be how she actually felt. Now, what the gentleman is saying is right. What are we going to do? Expect, okay, after you have a couple of babies and now you got it together, what is it? Are we saying that the women expect something in particular, or that's where I'm a little confused?
This is the thing to me, and I get exactly what you're saying, because it's like, okay, if you're saying that she's the exception and that this doesn't happen on an everyday basis.
I'm not saying she's the exception. I'm saying she thought she was the exception when she was dating Future. Like she was the exception to all the other females he had been sleeping with and had babies with.
She definitely thought she had the gold in her pot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I call that the case of the magical playhouse. And it's funny because a lot of women think that they can turn the roughneck Tupac dude into a Russell Wilson. And when the guy just behaves as himself, that's when it becomes a problem, when he dips out. You know what I'm saying? Because things didn't go according to how she expected it to.
Well, I think the difference I can say she probably got the idea that he was probably changing because they were engaged at some point. True. So I kind of feel like that's probably where she may have had the notion that she was different than the rest. Yeah. I'm not saying it's right, but I can kind of see where she'd probably get the notion that she was different because he actually tried to put a ring on it, so to speak.
I mean, Future said that the reason why they didn't get married was because she wanted to do a live marriage wedding on TV. She wanted everybody to be there. She wanted paparazzi there and all that. So that was a big issue for them, not getting married. But my whole thing is that at the end of the day, yes, they were engaged. Okay, that's slightly a little bit different spice in the situation, but the ingredients are still the same. She got pregnant before actually getting the ring. Mm-hmm. She knew his pattern. She knew that he had a very big habit of not marrying women after they have a baby. I'm still not understanding why she thought that she was so different. Yeah, because we don't know what he did in his relationships with the other baby mamas. He could have been engaged to them.
It don't matter what he did or didn't do. Like, the track record is the same.
That's what I'm saying.
She was different in her mind, but she wasn't. And like the gentleman is saying, I think one of them said something about was something to the effect of Russell being a sucker. I'd like to know Like if he could just go elaborate on that a little more of why do you perceive Russell as a sucker?
Because you do not, when the way Sierra was moving with
Mm-hmm.
Future, you don't
Yeah.
step into that situation, put your cape on, and encourage
Okay.
that bullshit that he was doing in regards to Future. That's sucker shit.
Got you. Understood.
Sucker shit.
Okay. I don't know. That's just such an old. I don't know. I'm. I don't really know what too much to say about that. I just feel like that's kind of like an old. I don't know. Same shit going on, but I mean, she kind of lucked out. And like you said, these men don't have to choose. Once you get, look, I'm almost 40 years old. Like now I kind of have to, the pickings are slim, if you will. A guy can go, somebody who's my age, 40 plus, he can go and deal with a woman who's 25 and have a whole family and not have to be concerned about certain things that I'm going to have to be concerned about, or be concerned about my children. They may not have children. And, you know, that's just sort of that as far as age goes. But I think that, Ciara definitely got a new lease, if you will, on life. She kind of lucked out. But a lot of them do in Hollywood, or, you know, in that industry.
I think that Ciara is giving single moms this false hope, because there's a lot of posts that I see ever since the Ciara thing happened where it's stepfather season, and we gonna go get us a stepdaddy. There's plenty of men out here ready to be a stepdad, and the reality of the situation is that is not true.
How is it not true when you have single moms getting married? Like,
guys are not waking up and saying, "Oh my God, I just want to be a stepdad. Where's a stepmom for me to be a stepdad?"
No, they're not waking up saying that.
I'm not going to hold you. I ain't never had excuse me. I have never had a problem. And look, I'm 30. I'm going to be 39 this week. So I had a long-term relationship.
Okay.
Well, look, long-term to me is 3.5 years.
Have you ever been married? Have you ever been married?
No.
Have you ever been married?
Unfortunately, no, I have not at all.
Okay, that's my point.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my point. Single moms, for the most part, and the numbers prove this, they don't get married.
But how much
Black women have to start thinking outside of the box.
Yeah,
that just because I was in a long-term relationship or because I was engaged, that it matters, that it counts.
No, but no, I'm not saying that counts, because that don't count for shit. What I am saying is that I fucked that up, and I know I had mentioned that on the previous live. I fucked that up because it could have been more than that, but I got beside myself. I graduated from college and thought I was better than the person I was with, because they had their hustle going, and I was like, oh no, you need to be this, and that. And I fucked that up for myself. And moving forward, I realized, damn, bitch, you really fucked that all up. But remember, we were talking about attitude and what my attitude is and was toward that person and thereafter. So there are opportunities where, yes, it's not that discussion though, like, oh, a nigga's like, let me wake up today and go be a single father. No, if he meets somebody that he's dealing with, that he's feeling, and it goes that route, then fine. You know, that's just what it is. But also we have to check.
What I want black women to understand is that a man that is in his financial prime, and he usually hits that prime between the age of 30 and 45, he's going to want his own family. So he's not going to, he's not going to go looking for a woman that already has a ready-made family. It just ain't going to happen. Again, the numbers prove what I'm saying. Two, most women, when they're saying, you know, I'm looking for somebody or I can't find anybody, a lot of women, they want these men after the fact they've given their bodies to Pookie and Ray Ray. They want these men, and they try to guilt and shame these men into accepting them. That is the problem. And this is why black women are the least married group of women on the planet. Sure, you may not have a problem finding anybody, but are they marrying you? That is the thing. And black women need to understand this too.
No, these females.
The difference between a man wanting to be with you and wanting to marry you versus just wanting to fuck you.
I agree.
Black women need to understand that. Most don't, and it's very unfortunate. It does not take a man long to determine if he's going to marry you or not. Within the first 30 days, he's going to know if you're the type that
Gabe, you're going in and out.
Hey, Gabe, you Borging,
And
bro.
within a year and a half, he's proposed. Most times.
Gabe, you're going in and out.
Y'all hear me? Hey, no, you're going in and out.
You're static.
I think the single. I think the single moms are trying to cut off my connection. I think that's what's going on.
We on your ass today. Yes, we are.
But I
These niggas, we finna cut his internet connection.
But real talk, Paradox and Gabe, y'all are saying the same thing, just two different ways.
Yeah.
See, Paradox, she's
not saying anything wrong. She's not.
Right. She's one of those ladies that have come around on the other side and realized, like, oh damn, I took the wrong path and now shit is all fucked up. I got to do something different.
And when I had a third chance, because I have two different fathers for my children, I realized the reasons now. But I had opportunity to really make, to kind of really be in a marriage. But I just didn't think that person was good enough. And when I look back in retrospect, like, damn, now that I have a ton of problems with, with my teenager and that sort of thing. I'm like, this is when I realized the importance, and it's messed up, but this is where I realized the importance of being married first. And why, when you do get the opportunity to be married, to have that foundation, because it makes a difference in the household and with children, especially with
Paradox.
Children. Yes.
So with what Sierra did by going and getting a good man, why would we go against her going to get somebody that can help her raise her child, that will somewhat correct some wrongs that she did? Why is that such a bad thing?
I don't really know, because like I said,
Let me answer that.
I don't really know, because I don't know the details of the gossip and what was said, what wasn't said, or how true is it? So is it true that Sierra actually said, well, she wanted this whole big wedding? They're both Scorpios. I would think they would both want it to be a little more low key. But if that's the case, that's a problem for the man.
But here's the reason why, Danielle, why it's a problem for her to now want to switch up and get a good guy. Because the statistics show us and reality show us that Sierra's situation is not a lot of women who have kids before marriage that just go off and marry good, upstanding guys. It's not. And my whole issue with it is, why can't we don't want to keep sending the message of having these oops babies and having and not doing the right thing the first time, so because a lot of people now don't think they have to plan out when they're gonna have a child, and they don't think they have to pick a good guy.
I don't think that was due to Sierra. I think that was a problem that was happening within our community for a very, very long time. I think that Sierra has actually came along that should tell a woman, you know what? I don't have to deal with these types of men. Yes, I did make some.
First place, though.
Yeah, but my whole point is, okay, it's all said and done. After it's all said and done, it's still a mess that needs to be cleaned up. It's still something that needs to happen. It's still a child to be raised. Why wouldn't she go and get somebody that was better than her last? And it's like,
this is that it stands to other people. We are going to continue to have this problem of having out of wedlock children and overrunning our, prison system and having them, not grow up in healthy environments if we continue to, push this narrative that, oh, it's okay to just have a baby with whoever, because there's going to be a stepdaddy right around the corner. And that's not actually that true.
No, I'll say this, because me and Marisol were talking the other day, and I'm a substitute teacher, and I can tell you, we keep having these children out of wedlock. These kids are really messed up, a lot of them. Even some of them have 2 family homes or whatever, but then I had a situation the other day where a kid, he had to get carried out the class kicking and screaming. His mom's done left him with some family members, and I don't know what she went to go do, but it's affecting him. These kids are affected on the daily, and people think it's normal. We think it's normal that, okay, yeah, we go and we work a 9 to 5. It's okay to leave our child at daycare and all that. We just really got shit fucked up. And we got to just do better. It's easier said than done.
I agree.
Yeah, with the whole Russell and Sierra thing, I think, and 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 I think, these women need to understand that story is the exception and absolutely in no way, shape, or form the rule. You know what I'm saying? They are the outlier. She's the lucky one. You know what I'm saying? It is not guaranteed that that type of situation will happen to every other woman that has kids out of wedlock.
But wait,
That is just a fact.
Sorry to cut you off. Are we saying? Are you saying that, like, monetarily, that women shouldn't look toward that? Look, we shouldn't be making fucked up decisions and basing shit on a good feeling and having a baby off of that. But I'm saying, what if a woman she's married and then it just doesn't work out, or it's a short term thing? Are we saying
totally
that they
different?
shouldn't look toward?
Totally different.
Okay, got you.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's different. It's. Damn, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Most
no, you're all right.
women that have kids need to look for men that have kids. The problem is most black men don't have kids. Mm-hmm. So that's what the problem is. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. So that's all I'm saying. Most black women, single mothers in particular, that were never married, don't want to date men with kids. I did a whole broadcast on this in the defense months ago. Most black women that have kids don't want to date men that have kids.
You're right.
Why? Why don't they want to do that? They don't have full control and full access to that man's resources. That is the biggest problem.
I noticed that too. I'm not even going to hold you. I noticed that too. What's your name again? Gabriel. I noticed that as well. I just so happen, like, I don't mind if a guy has kids or not. Like, I'm good like that. But I happen to notice I do kind of get guys who don't have children, but it wouldn't really make a difference to me. I understand that. Look, I have children. Therefore, if someone else has children, that's not going to be a reason for me. If the male has children, I'm not going to be like, oh, I don't want to deal with him. It just so happens I end up kind of dating guys that don't. But look, you're right. They're going to lean more toward, or a lot of the time lean more toward the woman who does not have children if they don't have children, especially at the age of like 40. You said what, 30 to 45 when they're financially in their
30 to 45.
Prime? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Totally.
So then if the thing is, this is the thing that a lot of people don't want to admit. Kids are freaking expensive. They're expensive as crap. So when you come into a situation of having 2, 3, 4 kids, there's not a lot of us as Black people who make enough money to offset all those children and be able to give them an adequate, healthy environment to be raised in. You know what I mean?
That's why we got to think first.
Program costs so much money. School costs money. Daycare costs a whole lot of money. And all of that. But let me ask y'all this, because there was an article that came out and Sierra said that she made Russell wait until marriage to have sex. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I'd like to hear what the men have to say.
He a damn fool. He a damn fool. Ain't no way in fucking hell I'm gonna wait on a woman that has a child. If she come to me and look at me in my face and say, Gabe, we wait until marriage to have sex, I'm gonna laugh in her face, tell her to have a good day, and I'm gonna charge her to the game. There's no way.
How are you entitled to her vagina though? How are you entitled?
Hold on.
No way. I am
He actually
going to let a woman who got bastard kids come look in my face and tell me ain't no fucking going on. You was fucking before me, you go fuck with me, and if you don't want to fuck, I'm gonna leave.
Wait, he really agreed to that shit.
He does not have any entitlements to her vagina. What makes a man think they have entitlements to somebody's vagina with a child or not?
It's not about entitlement. It's about behavior. So here's the thing. So why would I want to pay a higher price than what the next man had?
It's not you don't know what okay. If he chose to wait on her, if he chose to wait on her until they were married, there was something that she proved to him that made her worthy of him waiting. And we don't know what made her worthy of him waiting, but that's just what it is. But
that's why he agreed to it. He's a loser. He's a good quarterback.
How old is he?
But he's a loser. Ain't no man out here gonna sit up. You can't come to no real nigga and sit here and a man and look him in his face with a child on your hip and say, I'm waiting till marriage to have sex. Really? Are you now? Okay, well, if you are, have a good day, ma'am. You go run that con game on somebody.
So let me ask you a question.
Hold on a second. I got to step back for a second because I haven't been keeping up with all of the details of their situation, but I did not know this. And now I understand why the brothers give them such a hard time.
Curly, you're appalled, aren't you?
Yeah.
I can't stand that nigga. You know what? When they first got together, I co-signed. I was like, oh, this might be a good look for his, because he was dating white chicks. And I was like, this might be a good look for his soft. I actually co-signed it. But when she started doing the antics, then I see him saying he gonna wait till marriage to smash. I was like, dude. Yo.
So what magical powers do y'all think Sierra, did she put a spell on it?
No,
she did. That's a whole nother broadcast for a whole nother day. Sierra definitely did work on him, but I don't want to get into that right now.
Okay, on that.
Oh my God.
Let me ask y'all this though. This is the thing, because we, from people who know and who follow popular reports and news, we know that Sierra has been with a few people since after Bow Wow,
Culture,
before Future, and this is probably where I feel like a lot of people are upset about it, is because Sierra didn't have a reputation for withholding sex. So why did she?
Well, we don't know. We really don't know the dynamic of her sex life. We know she made. Well, what I'm saying is, that may have been a personal choice of Russell Wilson to wait, and it had to be a personal choice because Russell Wilson could have gotten any other woman and been done with it. So that was a choice on Russell Wilson, but we don't know if she required guys to wait or whatever. We don't know that. We know they ain't wait for marriage. We don't know.
In the article, she said that she struggled really, really hard with waiting for sex, for marriage to have sex.
Man, Russell is such a. That dude is such a bitch. My God, I can't stand his
Russell is not a bitch. Russell is a upstanding black man, and we need more like him.
He's a bitch. That's what he is. He's a bitch.
Marisol, do you know his sign? Russell?
Let me look. I'm about to look.
Right now. What is his sign, girl? Let us know.
Yeah, please, because I need to
know. I'm over here still trying to scoop my jaw off the table. Like, now it all makes sense. It all makes sense.
You know what though? Good for them if they can stay together and the children can have some sort of solid foundation. You know what I'm saying? Like, good for them. But
this was a Sagittarius, born November 29th, 1988.
Go Sag.
Okay. He's a Sag, so he done. How old is he? Oh wait, he's young. He's not even old. He's younger than me.
So he probably has. I wonder if he has mommy issues, because that's what usually happens with a lot of Sagittarian men tend to have mommy issues, and they look for women to be their moms and stuff. So I kind of wonder if he has mommy issues.
He ain't got good sense, because ain't no way I'm waiting to know. Like, no. I mean, like, if the girl was like a virgin, she never had sex, and she said she wanted to wait till marriage, different story.
But what if Russell wanted to be an instrument for change? What if Russell wanted to change the narrative? Russell's a pioneer. We need more men like that.
That's a whole lot of what ifs.
For dumbassery. That's what he was. She struggled to wait to have.
No, but she sounds bogus. The stuff that you guys are saying, if she's saying that crazy shit, then that does.
She's bogus, man. I can't co-sign either one of them. I think they're both clowns. Like, no.
So let me ask you guys a question. Does making a man wait for sex matter?
Let me give y'all my opinion on making a guy wait, and this is just my opinion. I would say that
wouldn't we let the guys answer first because they're guys?
No, honey, I'm answering first. Anyways, my opinion on this is this. It technically doesn't matter when you make a guy, how long you make a guy wait, because typically, if a guy, when he gets to meet you and he gets to know you from that first date, he knows exactly what he wants from you. He knows whether or not he's going to take you serious or not. So a lot of women get caught up on this. And I'm not saying go out and sleep with him the first day. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that if he already has it in his mind that you are just going to be a play toy or a fun time, making him wait 9 months, 3 months, whatever, isn't really going to matter because he's never really saw it for you to be anything more than a fun time. And a lot of times women don't get that men can see through the bull crap. You know, you can tell him, because, you know, usually people don't have to announce who they actually are. Like, you're a woman who don't have sex very quickly, whatever, you don't have to tell him that. You just don't do it. And usually a woman says, I'm going to make you wait 9 months or whatever. But on the back end, he's seeing you behave in a certain way that lets him know that you're full of shit. You know, like he texts you something and sexual and you just jump forward. How you telling him that you want him to wait, but when he texts you something sexual, you letting him know how you gonna do it and how you gonna split it and how you gonna jump on it. So it's kind of like, it's not the actual length of time, it's who you are as a person and who you are to him and how he perceives you that really matters. Now y'all can go ahead.
I'd like to hear Gabriel. Gabriel, what are your thoughts on that?
If you fuck a man the first time you meet him, he will not take you serious. I have too many homegirls that are on the losing side of that.
Exactly.
The man too soon. You can't sleep with a man too soon. And I don't care what these niggas tell you on social media. I know what they say behind closed doors. Gotcha. And most men do not take women serious when they sleep with them on the first date or too soon. Are there exceptions to this rule? Absolutely. Yeah. But for the standard, for across the board, if you sleep with a man too soon, too quick, you're on the losing side. You have given over the power.
Gotcha.
A man is supposed to prove himself before he gets in your pants.
What do you say, Gabe, to the women who say, I made him wait 9 months and then he just started acting funny afterwards?
You just gotta, that's just a loss you gotta take, and you just charge him to the
Why do you think that happens though?
He was never interested in the first place. And usually what happens is the woman knows he's not really interested in her outside of sex. She thinks sleeping with him is going to change his mind, and it doesn't. That's usually how that happens.
The case of the magical playhouse. You see what I'm saying? It's all over the place.
I'm curious to hear what Danielle has to say about this.
I feel like well, as a single mom, I'm expected to give it up quite easily. Which is some bullshit to me, because I look at it like this. Okay, I've already made, I'm not gonna say my son was a mistake, but let's be honest. I have a child out of wedlock. Me and my son's father, we waited. We still didn't get married. Shit still went haywire. I would still suggest that women wait, for the simple fact that at least for a commitment before you have sex. Me and my son's father, we were in a committed relationship before we had sex. But at the same time, in the same token, when you do give it up too easily, you without any real respect or anything having been established, you kind of lose your power in that sense. And most people will tell you not to use your vagina as a bartering tool. I would say not to use your vagina as a bartering tool, but at the same token, if you do give a man your body too soon, without knowing his intentions, without him having courted you, then you kind of giving away the whole goddamn, you giving away everything without being compensated. And I feel like a lot of women look for compensation after the fact, and there is none. Most niggas are gonna get what they want and they out. So
this is only for women that desire long-term relationships and marriage. Like if you are in your whole phase and you hoeing, listen, I'm not the moral police here. I'm not gonna pussy police you. Do you?
That's fair.
Just be safe and don't make no babies, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and be the moral police. Now, I don't think you should be out here fucking like that. But again, I know you're fucking anyway. I'm not gonna sit here and police that. All I'm saying is, oh, excuse me. I got choked up right there. All I'm saying is when you're looking for something long term or something that you want to sustain, sleeping with the guy too soon hurts you because he's thinking in his head, well, damn, if this all it took, how many other men were able to get in here this easy? If I mess up and she meets somebody else, is she gonna go off and fuck him like this that quick too?
True.
That's
But
what
let
goes
me
through a
ask
man's
you a
mind.
question, Gabe. Let me ask you a question. So me and Mirastink had this conversation a couple days ago, I want to say, about men putting women in boxes upon meeting them, right? And I want to say that we've heard this discussion on Nicole's panel as well. Shout out to Nicole. Okay, with the boxes that men put women in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there are three boxes. Am I saying this right? It's about three boxes. The girlfriend, the wife, the fuck, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if a man meets a woman upon when he meets her and he decides, okay, he wants to wife her, of course there are ways that women can demote themselves and they end up going down. Tell us about ways that when a man meets a woman, does making that man wait for sex matter at that point? Like if he says that, okay, she's gonna be a fuck buddy, and she's making him wait for sex, and he gets it and it's gone. How do women stop that kind of shit from happening? Because I think that happens to quite a few women where they've even made the man wait, the man still gets it, and he's out.
Right. It's tough, but you have to look at things that he does before he sleeps with you. So, for instance, if he's consistent on communicating with you, most men, if they just want to fuck, they're not going to be consistent on communicating with you, especially 9 months or 8 months, hell, 6 months. They're not going to wait too long. So, if he's not communicating effectively, that is a sign. If he's not taking you out and showing you a good time, that is a sign. See, a lot of these chicks get caught up that they barely see the dude, even like looking at it over a several month time frame. They don't see the guy that often. They don't really talk to the dude that often. He kind of here and there. He wants you to come over Netflix and chill all the time. And it's things like that. That's how you kind of gauge it. Like, is he giving you attention? Is he showing you you're more than just a fuck you? Most women know deep down inside which category they're in. They just try to change the hierarchy. And you cannot do that. Once that man push you there, you stay there. Unless you're a girlfriend, you can be elevated to wife with a few changes in behavior. But if a man push you in the fuck category right off rip, ain't no escaping that hellhole. Like, you just can't, and you have to decipher if he's put you in the fuck category, and you usually can tell by the man's behavior, how he treats you, how he acts, and what he does for you.
I would say that a lot of women have to be honest with themselves and say, okay, what is my reputation? How do I come off? How's my character? Because a lot of women think that they're on this certain level. Every woman thinks she's a good woman. Everyone thinks that she's a wife or whatever, but not a lot of women are honest with themselves and say that they are a little, and then a lot of times a lot of women put their sexual energy out first. That's what they lead with. So if that's the energy that you're leading with, then what else do you kind of expect somebody to do with it?
Yeah. But no, I was going to say that, listening to Gabe, like, never too old to learn something. The way that you just put it in perspective, because, yeah, like you said, there's exceptions to the rule. And I think that I've been kind of focused on the exception, not realizing that the adverse effects. Thinking
you got a magical playhouse paradox.
Huh? Girl, no, I just was been on some shit like it doesn't really matter if I sleep with them too soon. But after listening to Gabe, it's like, because I've had long-term relationships, look, no marriage, but long-term relationships. after doing that. But after hearing what Gabe said, that really shifted my thought process. So.
Yeah, there's definitely exceptions to the rules. It's just, again,
but it's not a good look.
I can tell you a whole bunch of stories. I got homegirls that did that. It did not go their way. I have more stories of women that have done that and it didn't go their way versus women that have done it and it does. I do know some people that slept with their dude on the first night and some of them got married. I've heard stories like that. I'm just telling you, as a man who is friends with other men of different groups, we all have that same collective. If you sleep with us too soon, we side eye you.
Okay.
Right.
Lesson learned.
And to piggyback off of what Gabe's saying, what a lot of women try to do is they'll go fishing and use their playhouse as bait to try to get out of that fuck toy box. And it does, in the majority of cases, it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Another thing you got to remember is that when the dude is being dismissive, it can be seen as a challenge because it's a play on her ego. And she's like, you know what? I'm hot. You know what I'm saying? I got that fire down there. I can get him anyway. Watch this. And then, she get hit with the boom, 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 wow. And
I was told by a guy, he said that he has the best sex with women who want a relationship. He said that a woman who he's not giving a commitment to is going to give him it gives him the best sex ever. She goes in that bedroom and puts on one hell of a performance because she wants that commitment. And this is why he doesn't give her the commitment, because he knows that with a woman that he actually wants to get a commitment to, she ain't gonna do all that. What do y'all think about that?
It's true.
He said it's true.
Yay, what would you say?
Man, woman that wants to be in a relationship, she do lay it on the line, that's for sure. But she trying to secure, she's looking at it like, okay, I'm trying to secure this man long term. So she pulling out all the stops. Unless she's just a super freak. So
that is a good caveat.
So I have a question. Can I ask a random question that pertains to the guy? So what if a woman has slept with someone before, right? You're dating them or what have you. And then time passes and, there's boundaries now. What does the guy think about, like, how can a female, let me see how to phrase this. How can a female move forward without having that same stigma or having to sleep with the individual? Or is it like, okay, because I slept with them before, that moving forward, I would have to sleep with them again before having some sort of commitment? How does that work, if at all?
So let me make sure I'm understanding this correctly. You're saying, so you met a guy and y'all fucked off. Y'all kind of went your separate ways. Y'all
about a decade ago, seeing each other, and then again after a couple years. But then I just got to the point where it was just like, no, I'm not.
So he thinks he's entitled to the kitty now.
Yes, pretty much.
Well,
let's talk about that, honey.
Seeing each other at what level?
Well, at this point now, look, without going, we don't want to go that deep. Not now. But
real quick, let me ask you this question. Seeing in a decade ago, were you seeing each other as just friends with benefits, boyfriend, girlfriend, or just dating?
Now, because we've actually had a conversation regarding, an actual stability.
That's tough. Once you go in them boxes, it's hard. Like I said earlier, it's hard to get out the hole when.
I'm just talking about the sex part, because
the sex part. You want to set boundaries sexually that weren't set before, even though it was a decade ago. You kind of want to set boundaries now that weren't there when y'all messed off before, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's a no.
Just tell them no. But most guys will, if a guy has had sex with you in the past. What I found out, because I didn't know this, when you have sex with a guy kind of feels like you're theirs. Like that's mine. I had sex with you before. That
Absolutely.
pussy belongs to me now. So
Yes.
whenever I feel like I can come back and I can say that I'm ready for this, that, and the third. You should be a willing participant
That's how
because
he
we done
feels.
already
And
did
I've been
that.
dubbing him with it. Like I'll spend the night and stuff like that. But I just feel like he's just like too much.
Well, you're not really setting back. If you're spending the night with him,
But I'm not having sex with him, and that might sound crazy, but then he gets tight. But
he should be tight. He should be.
But
He should be tight.
Yeah.
He should be tight because if let me
Listen.
say this, if you're spending the night with him and you've already had sex with him before, what boundaries are you putting up? Or what boundaries are you
Here's
putting?
the other thing, though. The only time I kind of
Paradox.
No, y'all right.
Right. Yeah.
If you in my bed and I smashed before, and that wind kind of touched me a certain way, and I get in the mood.
You
and
know
I
what?
turn
I'm
around,
gonna be honest with y'all.
and I'm saying hello, and you like, no boundaries.
No,
Okay.
Okay, so let me just let me keep it 100
and I would be like, hey, dog,
No, let me keep it 100 grand.
Because it comes like playing games.
It is, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. You know what I realized? I don't really like having sex with them, but I'm trying.
Girl, you gotta do dates. You gotta be out in the public. Don't go back to each other's cribs. And if y'all go to each other's cribs, y'all gotta be there during the daytime. You trying to put somebody you done had sex with in the friend zone, and homie probably not trying to hear that.
He ain't trying to hear that shit. I wouldn't want to hear that shit. And then I know it's 10 years ago, but still, like, yeah.
What I'm saying is that she wants to, start over and rebuild into a commitment with the guy, right?
Yeah.
So how does she do that if they already had sex 10 years ago?
Well, she's gonna have to make him court her and kind of be honest and upfront about what she wants. Because if you go into a dude's house and you probably walking around in some sexy shit, because I've done it.
But you spending the night though, and you've already kind of opened that door by spending the night. Chicks need to understand, ladies need to understand that too. Like they're spending the night shit, like there's some intimate shit.
Yeah, so, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't be laying up in the bed rubbing your booty across this thing and talking about you don't want to do it and snuggling. Girl.
Right. Because I mean, by him allowing you into his space, that's intimate in and of itself. And then when you get into the nighttime, if that's not where you want to go with him, you need to get your stuff and take your ass home. Like real talk. Okay. Now at this point, it may be a little bit too late, but maybe you can save it. I don't know, but I don't know. That's kind of iffy.
Have you been upfront about your intent with him?
Absolutely. It's just that, it goes deeper than that. I have been upfront, and
better yet, has he been upfront about his intentions with you?
Yes, we had a whole discussion, and I just don't want to have sex because of I just don't want to go that deep. And I just am not, he's so arrogant. And I'm trying to savor it so I'm not disrespectful to him, but I just am not feeling it like that. And I feel like you said, you know what? It is inappropriate for me to be over there spending the night. And it should be more of okay, when we're going out to go do something. Because I feel like that's sort of what's lacking. And I definitely don't want to, I'm just not inclined. And plus the things that happened prior, on his end, I'm not really inclined or feeling like that emotionally involved on that level.
Well, I mean,
and I have been upfront with him about that, and he says he understands, and then turns around and tries to have sex. So that's that.
I kind of feel like you're sending mixed signals.
I was gonna say that.
You're right.
If you go into his house, because it's a difference. If y'all going out and y'all kicking it as friends, and that's how y'all really kicking it, then you can't go back to homeboy house and sleep in the same bed and be like, especially if he didn't already felt it before. Girl, they don't, and he ain't gonna hear you until you really not only talk about setting the boundaries, but actually walking in that this is where we at. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, see, I call this bucking the flow. Like,
Okay.
like, that's my biggest gripe with the whole timing thing. Like, don't book the flow. If we're vibing, whether it's been a couple of weeks or a couple of months, if you get to that point and you intentionally put the brakes on because you have some artificial time period in your head, then that shit's gonna get old, and more than likely you're gonna wind up in one of them other boxes.
No, it's not even an artificial, like, I don't have that time thing in my head. It just goes a little bit deeper. And I don't, like I said, I don't want to go all the way there and put that all on blast. But I think I have enough information from you guys and advice to kind of like to switch it up the way I need to. So I appreciate that.
Good biz. So we're gonna we wanted to talk about a situation that happened with Young M.A. She's a rapper from the Bronx, New York City. Shout out to the Bronx. And we have a rapper, Kodak Black. I have no idea where Kodak Black is from, but Young M.A. is a well-known lesbian rapper, and Kodak Black has been coming on to her. He's been flirting with her. He started following her on social media. She thought it was weird, and I have my thoughts on it, but I want to kind of hear you guys' thoughts first.
Well, I'll be the first to say that I haven't been keeping up, so I'm gonna listen for a minute.
Well, I personally think it's very, very disgusting that Kodiak thinks that it's okay to go around and throw his penis at a woman who clearly does not want it. And to say that it's okay just because she was born a woman, even though you know she clearly does not like men, which is her choice, it's her vagina, it's her choice. And then to say that, oh, she had, because he said something that along the lines of, oh, she has vagina, she must want it penetrated. That is very, very, very predatory behavior. It's disgusting. It's also disgusting to see how many men are backing him up on this. Unwanted attention is unwanted attention. If she does not want the attention that you're giving her, move on. Move on. It's not cute. It's not anything funny. It's very uncomfortable, especially being a woman. So, yeah, like it's something that we need to talk about, because that is a very, very uncomfortable thing when a guy, you are clearly not interested in a dude, and he thinks just because you have a woman, you're a woman, just because you have a vagina, that you should just be okay with his advances.
What does it say exactly? Because I think I saw the whatever meme or whatever it was. What did he say specifically?
He said if she had, as long as she has a vagina, he would fuck. And I kind of thought about this, and I'm like, okay, so a straight man's a heterosexual male. Mm-hmm. His urges would be to have sex with a woman, right?
Yeah.
And so I was kind of thinking about it, and I was like, well, if he's a man and she's a woman, and I don't condone him coming on to her because she doesn't want it, but I kind of thought about it on a larger scale, looking at studs and noticing that studs come up pregnant, and studs have been with men and stuff like that. And so I was wondering, like, with men being attracted to studs, with the studs looking like men or dressing like men, do their primal urges kind of override what the woman looks like? That's kind of what I was looking at. Like, well, she looks like a man, she talks like a man, she acts like a man.
She looks like a woman, though.
She looks like a woman. Yeah. Like, have y'all seen her earlier stuff? Like,
well, I'll say this. I don't look at her as being I don't see her as being a woman. I don't look at her as being womanly. I don't see anything womanly about her. But I kind of wonder, like, being that a man knows that she's a woman, do their urges kind of override their vision, so to speak?
Like, personally, I think young MA would definitely smash a nigga. Like, I'm telling you, I can almost sense it. Like, she's one of them studs. Like, she gonna smash. Like, a dude come up and she kind of in that mood. Like, he smashes. Again, this is just my personal opinion. This is not indicative to anything. Like, I think she'll fuck though, and I think she likes the attention men give her too.
Yeah,
Okay, let me ask y'all this question: does that make a man suspect that he was smash a stud?
No.
Ooh, no.
Nah.
No, because she still got a pussy at the end of the day.
She still got them hormones at the end of the day.
Exactly.
She still got to go get them pads at the end of the month.
Right.
And I mean, she still has her own. Damn, I forgot.
Well, look, I used to be a tomboy. Tomboys, I mean, when it wasn't always about being gay, I was a tomboy in the early 90s.
I know chicks that dress just like young MA, and they love fucking men. Like, I'm not kidding. I know chicks, they wear sneakers, Timbs, baggy clothes, and they love fucking dudes. So, I'm just saying. It's not really indicative.
Yeah, I mean, you also at some point you also can't fight how you were wired when you were born.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if now the chances may be slim, but if the right dude roll up on her, smelling the right way, looking the right, you know what I'm saying, and she'd be like, "Hey, come on."
Y'all really think young men will fuck dudes? Oh my god!
Anything is possible.
Do y'all think that gay men will fuck a woman that comes along and that they secretly desire women?
Hell no.
Yes.
We call those duality men or bisexual men is the more proper term.
Saying that is secretly.
Do you know how many gay men? Do you know how many gay men in Atlanta fuck women? Do you know how many women that have best friends that are gay that have slept with their best friend?
Wow.
To add on to that, you know how many gay men have children?
Yes.
While they're supposed to be gay.
I know.
Right. You're right about that.
I know a guy right here in Memphis. He works at a local Kroger I used to go to all the time. Like, me and him, we would just chop it up, talk. And he was like, I remember when he told me he was getting married. Like, we never had a conversation about his sexuality, right? But he was like, yeah, I'm getting married. And I was thinking he was going to show me a picture of a man. I was like, oh, you getting married? Congrats. He was like, yeah, I married her and such and such, such and such. And I was like, really? And then I came back like a month later. I'm like, hey, how's the marriage? Everything's good. She's pregnant. And I'm like, wow. She pregnant? He was like, yeah, I got 2 kids. He showed me pictures of his kids and everything. So I went away for a while and I came back and he was like, yeah, I'm getting a divorce. And I was like, really? You getting a divorce? Yeah, I just couldn't do it. I got to have a man take care of me. And I was like, oh, okay. So you are gay for real. So this dude's gay and got 2 kids. Yeah. So just saying, putting it out there.
Well, my question is, because I hear this a lot, that a lot of guys are like, well, these studs really do want. I don't hear women saying, well, these gay men really do want vagina. They know they won't. They know they want to have sex with me. They know that if I offer it to them, they're gonna take it. So why is there the notion of from men that a stud still wants a penis?
It's just like kind of like an open secret, almost. Like, I'm telling you, a lot of gay men have fucked women, and some of them still do. So flip it onto the studs. You see studs running around here pregnant.
Yeah,
it ain't nothing. It don't even faze me no more when I see it. Like, oh, a pregnant stud. Oh, she like dick. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen that too in the A.
Yeah. Yeah, Curlin down there in Atlanta, he can tell you more than anybody. So I'm just saying.
But do you think it's mandatory for Kodak Black to continue to offer his penis to young women?
I think it's trolling. I think it's a bit much. I think he is going overboard with the trolling. You know, giving her saying you want to fuck, like leave the girl alone. You know, she's portraying that she likes women, she a stud or whatever.
But let me ask y'all a question, because now I did see something where Young M.A. was saying something about meeting Kodak Black. She'll see him in person. And I'll say the undertone seemed kind of like, when I see him, we'll have a discussion about it. So it seems to me that she's gonna, let me finish. It seems to me that she's gonna put herself in a man's position. How does that work? How does that dynamic work if they got into an altercation? If she's saying that she's don't look at me as a woman, we'll see you in public. If she confronts him, would he be wrong to beat her ass?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We'll paw ass, and I won't say shit. Nobody else is gonna say shit either, except the feminists.
Marisang, what would you say to that?
Well, I mean, I feel as though if she approaches him ready to fight, I mean, I hope she doesn't. At the end of the day, she has a right to address him and let him know, look, dude, you wilding, you disrespecting me. Because if I'm a heterosexual woman and I will feel disrespected, dude, I don't want your freaking penis. Stop saying these freaking comments. You know what I mean?
She did say that she found it weird. I just kind of thought, like, okay, here's where the double standard comes in at. When she said that she was going to see him in person, she was going to have a discussion with him in person. I was like, okay, that sounds a little violent. That sounds a little dangerous. Like, it sounds like a dangerous position for her to put herself in. So I was kind of wondering about that. Like, okay, I kind of feel like the best thing for her to do is kind of ignore it and move on. I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of ways it can be taken. She could be like, yo, let's take this shit offline and I'm gonna talk to you face to face. Or it could also be like, yo, I'm gonna step to you and we're gonna have words. You know what I'm saying? And if it come to it, then we can throw hands. So we just have to wait and see, really.
Word. I don't know. I think if he's on her like that and he's just like constantly disrespectful, then yeah, he needs to be.
Yeah, he needs to chill. Like, for sure.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Do I find it funny? Kind of. Yeah. But it is some funny shit. But he needs to kind of chill.
Yeah. I'm kind of skimming through the headlines now, and it almost sounds like a challenge from one of his homeboys when they were sipping and smoking up. Like, yo, I dare one of y'all motherfuckers to troll Young M.A. and see if she'll give you some of the Playhouse. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it kind of reeks of that kind of shit. But for real, I mean, from what I'm seeing, he should just kind of chill out and sit down somewhere. Leave that girl alone.
Well, would y'all say that this is a example from, because this is what I've seen on my timeline. A lot of women are saying this is an example of what we're complaining about when it comes down to men and their predatory behavior. Because it's not just an issue about Young Ma being a stud, it's an issue about her just not wanting his advances and him not stopping. So do you guys agree with that that's an example of a predatory behavior?
Yeah, he need to chill.
Yeah, it's predatory as fuck. It is. It really is.
As with all things, there's levels to this shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he should just kind of chill out on that.
Yeah, it sounds like he been ODing. I don't know. I ain't seen shit. So if he ODing, he got to be easy. Like he said, it's funny. It might be funny at first, but then, like, when the motherfucker don't realize, all right, it's not funny no more, that becomes a problem.
Whoa, that was loud.
Well, this was a very good panel. I'm actually very, very glad that you guys joined. I want to send a special thanks to Gabriel and Curlin and Paradox Report for joining us. I actually enjoyed this discussion. We're gonna end this now, guys. Do you guys have any closing statements? We can start with Curlin.
Just thank you for having me on. That's all I got.
Thank you for coming, Curling. Danielle.
Thank you to Gabe, and thank you to Curlin, and thank you to Paradox. We really, really appreciate you guys coming on. Please join Gabe on Black Men, the Ultimate Black Man Radio. He goes live and he has discussions pertaining to Black men in our community. So please join him, and we thank you guys for all tuning in and joining us. We really appreciate it.
Also, please check out Paradise Reports channel. She has a lot of good things on there.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Astrology goes and other social topics too. So check out her channel as well. Gabe has a Ultimate Black Man Radio. You want to go check that out. Me and Danielle also did a panel with Gabe just prior to this panel. Excuse me, and it was on parents putting their children on blast on social media. So you guys want to check that panel out. It was a really good discussion. Gabe, do you have any closing?
No, I'm good. Y'all plug my channel. Appreciate it. It was a great discussion. Hope to do it again soon. Hope I was able to help someone.
Thank you. Paradise Reports, you have a closing?
I always have something to say. I just wanted to say this is a very informative panel this evening, and I definitely learned a lot this evening.
Good.
And awesome. To self-check. Good. You know what I'm saying? So I do appreciate that. And Gabe, what time do you go live and what days?
I'm gonna do one Tuesday morning. I don't know if you'll be at work or not. I'm gonna come up with a set schedule. It'll probably be like every Thursday evening. But I know I'm gonna do something Tuesday morning talking about hypergamy. So
okay, all right. So I'm gonna make sure I follow your channel.
Yeah, please.
Thanks for having me.
Gabe. Drop your link in the chat.
Yeah, I will.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We will catch you guys on our next panel. I believe we are doing a show on Thursday, I want to believe. We will post it on our Facebook page, The Introspect. Follow it on Facebook to get all the updates of when our next panel will be. We appreciate you guys for joining us. You guys have a great day.
Bye.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye.